Hey YouTube, Storage Prospector here. I know it's been forever. I kind of got burned out on it last year. Got so busy with work that it just became very hard to spend the amount of time that YouTube requires. I'm going to try to do a little bit better this year. Again, I am doing storage cleanouts, and if you're new to the channel, I'm a full-time professional reseller. Usually it's buy storage units, buy private collections, sometimes stores closing down. I buy and buy stuff, and then I resell it on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Mercari, and every now and then if I get a large supply of books, I'll open up my Amazon account and throw Amazon stuff up there. So that's what I do full time. I don't do anything else but this. I have two eBay stores. One's Storage Prospector, the other one's called Vintage Clothes and Whatnots. That one just started up last July. And I don't normally do thrift stores. I know a lot of people do. They do this as part-time, they do it as full-time, and they make all their inventory come from thrift stores. So the only time I do thrift stores is when I either go on a trip or I go on vacation. It's the only time I do thrift stores. And I just got back yesterday from a 7-day trip down to Florida to see my grandmother, my mom, and my dad. And my mom's birthday was last Sunday, and went down there and surprised her for her birthday. And then I spent 2 days thrifting, and it's a very small town. I wouldn't think there's more than 1,000 or 2,000 people that live in this town. There might be more because there's a really big plant in this town. But all the little satellite towns, it's about an hour drive from Orlando. So Central Florida around. So it's all elderly mobile home parks around lakes and stuff like that. Now in February, their yard sales are amazing. I mean, they just give away stuff. I so badly just want to drive the truck and the van down there and just load up. But I'm gonna try to get this summer coming up. I'm gonna try to get more garage sales and hunting. We got this new chest mount that we got from my mom. It's a lot nicer than the cheesy one that I got, so that's what I'm going to be using most of the time. And so I hit up a bunch of thrift stores, and I didn't have my camera and stuff, so we're going to go through the stuff that I found, and maybe to give you some ideas. Maybe I can show you where I bought stuff that just really didn't do good on what I think it's going to flip for, and maybe you should stay away from. In all, I think I spent about $175 in thrift stores over the course of the time of us being down there, because when we drove down to Florida, when we were in Jacksonville, Saturday morning, we stopped at one of the flea markets down there, and I bought a few items, and then we decided to hit a Goodwill. Well, I went there, and all I seen was a bunch of resellers, because everybody had their phones out and they were looking things up, so you knew you weren't going to find nothing good in that store. Plus, their prices were really high. And then there was another store that I went into, and I had to go into it because it said Bargain House of Fleas, your bargain store. Bargain House of Fleas. You had to go into it. It just drawed me, and it was one of the worst stores I've ever been in my life. But it was just catchy, was the way they put it. So I got the chest mount, and we're going to go through some bags, and I might break this up in a couple different videos because I got a lot of stuff. And it's like the first time that I've actually hit a couple thrift stores that I found some amazing stuff in that will be incredible flips. So I'm going to try to find the bags that I started out with first, and then kind of tell you what I spent for them. And some of the stuffs I've actually taken the time and already priced them, and all they got to do is be pictured and put up on eBay while I was down there. But when I came back, every time we stopped for driver change, which was gas, we went and found a thrift store, and that was down in Georgia somewhere. Hole in the wall town. I won't pull into these big big towns that have, Cracker Barrels and everything else. I'm pulling into roads that little mom and pop stores that probably don't mess with eBay. They just put their stuff in there and get rid of it. That's what I'm looking for. And then we stopped and ate in Manning, South Carolina. And I'm going to put that out there, Manning, South Carolina, because the stuff I found in Manning, South Carolina was amazing. I just didn't think I could find that kind of level of stuff in a thrift store. But, so here we go. We'll go with what we got first. Alright, I'm going to snap you in here. Alright, so let's watch the lens. Maybe the last thing was losing. Yeah, okay. So I'm in my bedroom. It's only clean space. The rest of the house is destroyed. My wife was getting a little upset. I gotta focus it so you don't see my belly, because unfortunately I am fat and I like to eat. Okay, so this was the first stuff that I bought. This was at the flea market in Jacksonville, Florida, and it cost $2 to actually walk into the flea market. I'm not used to that. My flea market, you just drive up. You can drive around the flea market. Don't cost anything. So this came from one vendor, and I paid $15 for everything in here. So the bag alone, Nikon bag, either I'll sell it or I'll hold on to it until I find a good camera to stick in it and sell it all as one. So like I said, some of this stuff's been priced. This is filters for something, but it was 50 cents. And it's a no, 50 cents, $14.95 after shipping, make $9 on it. This here was a loss. I thought it was a motorcycle part. Paid $1 for it, and it's only worth $4 or $5. So I ended up putting it at the flea market and maybe selling it for $1 or throwing it away. So bad thing. Then, yeah, see, I got $25 on the Nikon bag with shipping. So that's $18 profit on what I paid for it. And then this here is a Nikon camera, which that's this camera. That's not the bag. This camera's $24. Now, usually on the 35 millimeters, they're really easy to check. Make sure the batteries don't have any corrosion on them. And you can, this one here needs batteries because it doesn't have, I don't have an on buffing. On. No, that's lighting. Yeah, so I'd have to change batteries, but I have a good stack of batteries, so I should be able to replace the batteries and see if this works. And it's $25. Somebody digging Nikons like I do probably wants it in their collection to be a shelf holder. So that was the flea market. I did walk away from, I think I ended up buying a Kansas City Chiefs mask while I was down there too for $5. I think my wife bought a mask, and she bought some baby clothes because my daughter is getting ready to be, well, she is pregnant, but March she will be having a child. So my wife's been buying a bunch of stuff. These came from the flea market right here. Levi Garrett, all camouflage. It is a US made hat. I sold one that was a trucker's hat, and I sold it for $30. So I don't know if this is a $15 to $30 hat, because it's not a trucker's hat, but it is made in USA and it's in decent shape. So I'm figuring $20 on that. And these hats were $2 a piece. So there's a vintage. Now this is a made in China hat, but it is trucker's hat. You can tell by the foam that it's old. So I had never seen this before. It's probably going to be a $15 hat, but $2 into $15, and I'll charge shipping. It doesn't cost that much to ship these things. $2 or $3, so $30, $4. That was flea market stuff. So the next thing I did is, when we got down to my grandmother's house, we spent Monday and we went thrifting, and my mom actually went with us. And we hit, they don't have Goodwills where we were at. They have helping stores, care stores, and ministry thrift stores. So this was the first ministry thrift store. I want to say this bag came from there too. These two bags came from the ministry thrift store. Okay, so this was a loss. It had new with tags. It is it's an O'Neill short. I'll make $3 after shipping, but it is a European team. I don't remember what it is. It's something that has to do with either Scotland or the Netherlands or something. But it's a kid size. I thought it was an adult small. I thought it would be worth a little bit more. Paid $4 for it. And, you know, I'll make $3 on it when it's all said and done. This here was also $2. It is a denim Hard Rock Cafe Vegas with the dueling guitars on it. This is a $20, $29 item right here. I say $20, $29 because I don't know where I'm listed. It all depends on how many are listed. If I get up there and there's 20 or 30 of these up there for $30, then I'll probably list it for 20 to try to move mine first. So when I was in this ministry store, and I actually jumped, we went to the helping store first in this bag. But when I went to, this is all the ministry store. When I went to it, they didn't accept credit cards or debit cards, and I didn't go by the ATM, so I had to go borrow money from my mom. I spent $26 in this store, and when I was going back into the store, they had a rack outside of clothes that said 25 cents an item, and this was sitting on it. I bought this because I was like, cool suede vest. Cool suede vest. It's kind of cool. Uh-oh, I dropped a Post-it. So this is a deer made vest. Right here. It's made in New Zealand. Handcrafted deer suede. So I should be able to get, this was not $4. This was 25 cents. Okay, so I should get $35 plus shipping on this, so I'll make $30 on that piece. And it was sitting out there for 25 cents, so I guess they had it for a while. It's a cool piece. So I had heard somebody, I don't know if it was Global Voodoo or if it was Taco Stacks, it was somebody that said something about phones that are for hearing aid people. Braille people, hearing aid people. Okay, so this is the phone that I picked up. I paid $3 for it. I won't make that much money. This was a miss. If you're ever looking at stuff that say Clarity and they're for hearing aid people or whatnot, you need to look for the wireless stuff. That's better. Even though it has an answer machine and it lights up and everything. I'll make money, but I'm not going to make very much. After shipping, I might make $5 or $6 on this. So to me, that was a loss. I might not even mess with it. I don't know. But again, this store right here, I paid $26, and 2 pieces of clothing will pay for that. This right here was some outdoor. Yeah, this was $4. This was Black Dot, like waterproof pants for fishing and stuff. They should bring about 15 bucks. So they were $4 again. And I have found some of these that were a different brand that really went high. So those 4 pieces of clothing. That didn't come from there. See how prepared I am, guys. Okay, that came from the last store. You know what? I think the filters I got came out of this store too, that I showed in the thing. They came out of that store. This came out of that store. Look these up. These go to a monsoon vacuum cleaner. They sell for about $6 a piece. So $18, and I want to say I paid $2 for it. That came out of that store. I'm looking, guys. That came from the flea market. That came from a store. Okay. So I think that's all that came out of that store was the filters, this, and those pieces of clothing, and it was like 26 bucks. Okay. So this came from the flea market also. This came from the buy when I paid $15 for that. This was the hit here. This is a shortwave radio. Anytime you see this, I don't want to say it wrong, Grundig, this is a good radio if it's working. Now, the batteries, I'm going to have to clean it up. There's some corrosion in the batteries, but this is a plastic one that you wind up. All you do is that, and the radio actually comes on once I turn it on. Sector, power, battery. Well, I had it working before. See? No restrictions apply for complete. I knew it worked. I just had to prove myself wrong. But I'll clean out the battery tray in it, and that'll bring $34. That pays for everything that I paid $15 for. Made $30 on it. Okay, these came from the flea market too. This was my new guy that I watch, Tesla Picker. Storage Auction Pirate turned me on to him. He's up in Kentucky, and he does thrift storing, buys at auction, and then he eBays it part-time. And he told me about, and I don't know how many times in the last 3 years that I have gotten chargers for screw guns, didn't have anything, and then got rid of the chargers. So I bought this. This was in the lot of $15. I will keep it until I have a camcorder that this needs to go to, and then put this with the camcorder. It'll be a lot better than selling just one tape deck. So these two, one of them, this one here is a Hitachi. I paid $3 for it. All you gotta do is plug it in and see if it works, and then get a tester and hit all these terminals and make sure all these terminals are working, and you're good. So I paid $3 for it. It's $29 with free shipping. I'll make $18 on this $3. And then this one I paid $2 for. There's postage stuck everywhere. Oh, that's the main list. So this one I paid $2 for, and again, this is $29.99. I should get for it. After I do free shipping on it, I'll get $16 on that $3. So I know that's it for the flea market stuff. So, like I said, I'm going to do this in a couple parts. This was the first lot. That was one thrift store and one flea market haul. And the combined was $21 at the flea market and $26 at that. And I think overall it'll be about $150 to maybe $180 out of that haul. So